Well, there's a story out of Atlanta that I was reading, it was a older man. I think he was in his 60s with his wife. They were out, actually not in Atlanta, excuse me, it's in Baltimore, and they were fishing. He was fishing and stuff, and he was attacked by these 3 white men and beaten while they called them all type of racial names, and he ended up being in the hospital. Now this is an elder. He's fishing, has his wife. He's being attacked. The police caught him. They stole his I think he had one of those sports utility vehicles, and they stole that and took it from him and stuff. So here we in 2009, elder in our community being attacked by 3 white men, 3 thugs. Okay, because some of them had police records from before or whatever. And first one, you never even heard anything about it on the news at all. Okay, being terrorized, being beat down, stomped and stuff. Nothing ever being mentioned on the news. And if I didn't search out and read, look for these type of things to find out, you know, just to get a snapshot of what's happening in different cities, we wouldn't know anything about it. Now, of course, we spent more time talking about on the news recently that the guy that slapped that kid, because he said, "I'm gonna tell that kid to shut up."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's how you know the world is getting a little crazy.
Right. It tells you that you know, we need to set priorities, because we always are saying that, you know, this situation is something that's unique, it's out of the ordinary, but it seems to be always unique within our communities that people of color are being attacked. Now, this guy sent me some information saying that FBI statistics, I can't even say it now, but FBI statistics indicate that they're more black on white crimes or whatever. But unfortunately, you know, with the FBI, it's been proven that they've been changing their data and stuff to say whatever they wanted to say, so I don't trust any of it in the first place. And if there are cases out there where there are blacks attacking whites, that's still wrong also. So, we mean, if I find out that there's an issue and stuff, I'll address that issue also. But I'm talking about what's happening now, and it seems to be things happening in our communities. This man did nothing except spend some time with his wife, enjoying his elderly retirement, and he's in the hospital somewhere because someone didn't like the color of his skin.
Yeah, and I can't, you know, I can't recall a similar or a reverse situation where a mob of black people attacked a white person just because they were walking through the neighborhood, or situations like that. So it's similar to what we've talked about in the past about the black cops, you know, whether they're undercover or whatever, being shot by white cops. You don't really hear about the reverse situation, so that tells you that there is an issue that needs to be addressed that's way beyond just the simple, you know, training issue or whatever the case is. There are some deep-rooted biases that need to be addressed, whether they're in terms of informing people or educating them, or punishing them to the point that they have to change their behavior based on the potential punishment that comes with, you know, their disregard for human life.
I mean, and when you look at there was a situation that happened maybe a couple of months ago out in Staten Island where this black young man was attacked, and again by a group of white young men attacking him and stuff, thugs again. And there were situations even in New York City where there was some, and this kind of disappeared from the news and you really heard nothing much about it, where these black basketball players were leaving, and this is right in the heart of Manhattan, down with CC, what is that, Manhattan, what is that?
BMCC?
BMCC, right. And they were attacked by these white guys that came out of a bar that were drunk or whatever, and you never heard anything that happened to any of these people that attacked these young. And one of the matter of fact, the thing was interesting about it, one of the people that got attacked, the young man, his father was a police officer, and there was videotape of it, but you never heard the news talk about it at all. But yet we can't get enough of talking about Plaxico Burress, who shot himself. Here we have people calling people niggers, and right in New York City, which is predominantly have more of a, I'm trying to figure out, it's like 60% people of color that live in this city, the makeup. And you have somebody that feel comfortable enough to come in New York City and call somebody a nigger and beat them in New York City, in the streets of New York, and nothing is being said about, not even to be addressed. But then again, why should be surprised? Because Peta came here and had somebody dressed up like in a Ku Klux Klan outfit and stuff, talking about animal rights, and then they want to talk about Michael Vick, and I never heard the press even address that issue when they stood up there with a Ku Klux Klan outfit on, talking about animal rights and stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing that, you know, even parts of the angry mobs that are involved wind up getting acquitted or, lesser sentences. Yet we're sending a black man to jail because he shot himself.
Right.
I understand the reason for the gun laws, but there are extenuating circumstances, and there are a whole lot of professional athletes that can talk about the fact that they've been attacked or ripped off because of their status, and people know that they have money, etc. The person who got hurt in that case is him. So him carrying a gun was to his own detriment, not to anybody else's, yet we're quick to put him in jail as opposed to some of these other people who actively participate in crime and criminal activity.
And I hope Robert Morgenthau, with his old behind self, feels proud of himself that he put this person in jail. How was society bettered by putting Plaxico Burress in jail? How did that make us better or make us safer? Yet we have these racists who attack black people in the middle of New York City. You haven't even addressed that issue. They haven't even been put in jail. They haven't been indicted. Nothing. It just disappeared.
Yeah, and we also have the Troy Davis situation, where you have people who aren't even willing to look at serious cases seriously.
And we're gonna come back to that. When we come in the second half, we're gonna get into that particular piece and stuff. But I just, again, we just want to point out that the last time I checked, we are American citizens. And so therefore, I want all the rights and protections that comes with being a citizen of this United States. And whenever we allow this type of intolerance to exist, people get emboldened to continually act out in this manner.